Carving guitar bodies. You'll want to start with a sharp chisel, not a flat chisel, but one with a V or a sharp U shape. I'm using a sharp U. These will remove as much material as possible and get your work done a little bit faster. I'm using a leadwood mallet. You could use anything you want. I like to start around the upper horn and work my way around counterclockwise around the body. I'm not going with the grain or perpendicular to it. I'm cutting about 45 degrees to the direction that the natural wood grain goes. I don't really have a plan at this point. I just want it to be a comfortable guitar, and I'm just carving and looking at the shape as I go and making my decisions on the fly. You can see here I'm really removing a lot of material with that chisel. As you go around, once you start to approach what you think your final shape will be, switch to not a flat chisel but one with a softer curve to it, and this will knock off the peaks of the deep grooves that you had left. And remember, as you do this, that we're not working towards the final shape, so you want to leave a little bit of extra material that you'll remove later with your rasps and files. All along this, I'm working the curve around to about the halfway point on the guitar's body. I'm making sure to leave extra material around where the buttons will go, the strap buttons. And as I approach the lower horn and the input jack section, I'm going to leave more material around there as to not cut into the body cavity. Once finished, we'll start with our rasps and our files. Right now I'm using a curved razor file for the inside curves, and for the external curves I'll be switching to a Shinto saw rasp. Take your time and slowly work towards the shape you're looking for. We're going to do a rough sanding on this. This by no any means will be the final surface finish or shape of the guitar. We're just trying to get closer to what we think we want so we can look at it. That's the Shinto saw rasp. It's maybe my favorite tool in the shop as far as rasps and files go. It has two sides, a coarse side and a fine side, and it's made of imagine bandsaw blades that were screwed together. I'm going for a smooth Joe Satriani type curve all along the outside of this body. And we're again slowly working our way counterclockwise from the upper horn where the neck meets the body all the way around to the lower horn. And again, this won't be our final surface finish. We're just trying to rough in what we think the final shape is that we want. I probably should have been wearing a dust mask. I would recommend that you do if you do this. and you don't require safety glasses, but if you are wearing your normal glasses, you will get dust everywhere, all over your glasses. And this portion is where we have to be extra careful that we don't remove so much material that we cut into the control cavity that we routed out earlier. So we're going to remove some material, double check it, feel everything with your fingers. That's the best way to measure stuff at this point. And slowly bring in those curves and remove that material. It's important to leave a little bit flat on the top, both for laying your guitar face down to work on it. It will make it more stable. And you also have to remember that we're going to be mounting perhaps a pickguard or some rings. We need to leave a flat spot for the bridge to sit. So we want to go right up to, but not quite break in to the area where those items will lay. Now we're starting to work on the lower horn. And we're going to move into the inside curve of that horn where your fingers will touch when you're playing up on the dusty end of the frets. And I'm thinking about doing perhaps a PRS style cut here, which will give a little bit more comfort and a little bit more access to those higher frets. At this point, it's roughed in, and we're ready to start carving the other side of the body. I left this side flat, so it would be easy to work on, and when we flip it over, we're going to rest it on the flat side, secure it with some clamps, and start removing that material. But we can see sort of what we're going for. So I'll see you in part 2.